just once back in July. It catches light from lamps that grow too dim and makes me wonder how the hours fly. You left your jacket hanging on the door. I didn't fold it through the autumn rain. The floorboards creak exactly where you stood before we learned to measure out the pain. I count the teacups left upon the tray, one less than yesterday, or maybe two. I talk to shadows when the weather turns and pretend every silence sounds like you. Time is a thief that steals without a sound. It leaves us sitting in an empty room with memories of promises we broke, swept underneath the rug by afternoon. The spoon stays put beside the china cup. I drink my bitter tea and watch the sun go down. We ran out of tomorrows years ago and left our quiet ghosts in this old town.
Why does the teacup rattle when the hall is still? I left your heavy coat upon the windowsill. The calendar is stuck on Tuesday weeks ago, and what we meant to say is buried under snow. My fingers trace the dust where your old frame used to stand. I almost feel the warmth of your forgotten hand. Old melodies are playing through the radio floor. I turn around to find you stepping through the door, then realize the silence is the only sound, while autumn leaves are falling softly to the ground. I keep the copper kettle boiling on the stove, remembering the clumsy words of youth we wove. A train is whistling far away across the town. The heavy weight of ending slowly settles down. We traded all our tomorrows for a quiet grief, and watched our promises dissolve like autumn leaf. Old melodies are playing through the radio floor. I turn around to find you stepping through the door, then realize the silence is the only The porch light finally flickers out against the dark. I lock the wooden gate and leave the final mark.
The amber glow fell slantwise on your coat, a dusty shade from 1953. You asked me if the ferry still would float, and if the tide was running out to sea. I handed you a ticket stained with grease. You told me how you lost your wedding ring. We talked about the winter finding peace before we had to pack away the spring. Your silver hair caught fire beneath the lamp. We sat together on the wooden bench. The station platform overnight grew damp beside the rusted tracks and iron winch. I handed you a ticket stained with grease. You told me how you lost your wedding ring. We talked about the winter finding peace before we had to pack away the spring. Trains arrive and passengers depart. We never asked each other where to go. You held a faded photograph close to your heart, while outside fell the heavy autumn snow. The whistle blew and you stepped down the aisle. I watched your shadow vanish in the rain. We shared our sorrows for a little while, and neither of us caught that final train. A silver button rests beside the plate. I turn it slowly with a tired hand. We talked about the future down the lane, and how the winters always fill with rain. You left your heavy coat upon the chair without a word to mend the quiet space. I hear the ticking clock upon the wall and wonder if you meant to leave leave at all. I fold the collar where your shoulder pressed and keep the silence hidden in my chest. The tea grows cold before the cup is dry, with no one left to ask the reason why. Remember when we drove to Brighton town? The road was steep and fog was rolling down. You held my hand and promised not to stray before the autumn blew our vows away. The button stays upon the wooden board, a little piece of all we can afford. I turned the lamp down low and closed the door to face the empty evening once more. The weight of the chair on the linoleum floor still marks the exact spot we measured the door. You folded your letters with corners so neat and handed me sorrow disguised as a treat. The winter is mild. We lost every argument, even the wild. You kept all the snapshots of docks in the fog, while I kept the whistle and carved the old log. We packed up the radio before the station signed off. You traded your silver ring to pay for the cough. I stayed on the platform until the last spark died, and neither of us had the patience to lie inside. The garden is overgrown with yellowing weeds. I threw out the packets of untested seeds. You always believed that the soil would comply, while I only watched for a break in the sky. If time is a river that slows down at dusk, we drank all the water and left only husk. I forgive every promise you failed to repeat when walking alone down this cobblestone street. Close up the window and turn off the light. The snow is arriving just under the night. I fold up my coat and I give you the key. We finally learned how to let the ghosts be. grain between our folded hands and falling autumn rain. You do not know my name, I do not know your face, yet here we share a bench inside this quiet place. A stranger sees the ring you keep forgetting to remove. A stranger hears the heavy truths you never get to prove. The train is coming down the track to take you out of sight, and you are leaving someone who will cry alone tonight. You stare into your tea and watch the ripples fade, recounting every promise that you ever made. She stayed behind, you said, in towns of red and brown, while you went looking for a better kind of town. A stranger sees the ring you keep forgetting to remove. A stranger hears the heavy truths you never get to prove. The train is coming down the track to take you out of sight, and you are leaving someone who will cry alone tonight. We only have an hour before the whistle blows to tell our secrets to the wind, where nobody knows. The conductor calls your number and you stand to leave. I touch the little thimble tucked inside my sleeve. We turn in opposite directions in the crowd and whisper all the words we never dared aloud. Do the lilac bushes stay green when nobody walks past them anymore? I forgot to ask about the blue umbrella left behind in the hallway, or perhaps it was never blue. Perhaps it was just the fading light of a Tuesday, when the kettle finally whistled until it grew tired, and the steam turned into ghosts against the cold glass. Suitcases packed neatly in the narrow corridor, wheels clicking softly on the worn wooden floor. One ticket folded deep inside your winter coat, leaving me behind to watch the small ferry boat. Your favorite fountain pen is still sitting right beside the ledger, with the cap half off and the blue ink drying slowly. I wonder if you noticed it missing at the station, or if your pockets felt too light without its heavy silver clip. I kept the receipt from the baker where we bought stale biscuits It sits in the kitchen drawer beneath the tangled twine. Suitcases packed neatly in the narrow corridor, wheels clicking softly on the worn wooden floor. One ticket folded deep inside your winter coat, leaving me behind to watch the small ferry boat. Time moves like honey poured on a very cold table, taking forever to reach the dark wooden edge. I reach out my hand to touch the empty pillow, finding only a crease where your head used to rest before the morning train blew its loud metal whistle. I pull the heavy woolen curtains shut against the dark and sit alone beside the radio, playing faint brass, wondering if you hear this exact same song tonight, wherever the road has taken your tired shoes. The amber glow fell strange across your sleeve, as if the street lamp missed you when you passed. I asked you for the time you had to leave. You stared into the glass. Old coats hang heavy near the open door. We counted footsteps through the worn hallway. No heavy suitcase sitting on the floor, just quiet words we never dared to say. You stirred your sugar with a silver spoon and told me how the winter nights are long. We watched the shadow climb the dining room like verses of a half-forgotten song. Old coats hang heavy near the open door. We counted footsteps through the worn hallway. No heavy suitcase sitting on the floor, just quiet words we never dared to say. Stranger to stranger after 40 years, we spoke of weather while the kettle sighed. No room for anger and no use for tears in stories that we tried to hide. You walked away before the clock struck 10. I turned the key and locked the dark outside. We will not pass this dusty road again, where love and memory divide. You said yesterday the milk had turned sour in the stone jar. I found the corner where you left your heavy wool scarf. Your spectacles rest upside down upon the sewing box. A single button sits beside the grandfather clock. The calendar still shows a month that ended weeks ago. I noticed how the garden gate is swinging very slow. A pair of boots remains outside beneath the wooden eaves. Your copper thimble rolled beneath the drying autumn leaves. We measured out our days in crumbs of toast and faded thread. And now I sweep the kitchen floor where neither of us tread. The kettle sings a lonely note to walls that cannot hear, while shadows lengthen on the wall and prove you are not here. I saved the envelope you wrote your grocery list upon before the autumn wind arrived and took the summer gone. Heavy in the dark with nobody to blame. I turn the lamp down very low and whisper out your name. Copper hand is pointing straight at 4 across a faded parlor floor. I wonder if your coat will still hang there upon the wooden rocking chair. When autumn winds blow cold outside the pane and windows tap with silver rain, I picture how the dust will catch the light in half a century's quiet night. Your spectacles will rest beside the tray where we used to laugh the hours away. A photograph of green and rolling hills beside a box of winter pills. I may not see the wrinkles on your brow or hear your voice the way I do right now. Some Tuesday evening, yet unborn to time, I will remember every single chime that marked the years we spent as you and me, sitting together by the willow tree. When all our wandering days are finally done and shadows stretch away from setting sun, they tell me age will blur the edges down you'll find us sitting still, just watching shadows climb the distant hill. No words will need to pass between us then, because our hearts will know the way again.
Faded tweed beneath my trembling fingertips carries the weight of your hand on my arm. Long autumn afternoons parked by the river, when our coats were enough to keep out the chill. That sudden laughter outside the ticket booth, while rain hammered down on the tin roof above. You bought 2 black coffees in paper cups and spilled half the sugar across the hard bench. Trains rattled westward into the gray fog. We traded quiet glances as the doors clicked shut. No promises were spoken in the crowded aisle, just the heavy suitcase sitting on the wooden floor. Decades have drifted like leaves down the avenue, leaving quiet rooms and dust on the windowsill. Yet a rough gray wood can summon your shadow back, making 40 years feel like yesterday afternoon. The station clock still ticks against the plaster wall, while I fold your old coat neatly in the drawer. No farewell is needed in this empty hall, as the final evening shadows touch the floor.
A sudden thought broke through the quiet room, a ticking clock that sealed our final doom. You packed your leather coat beside the door, while dust motes danced upon the hardwood floor. The coffee in the kettle started cold, a story that we never got to fold. You walked away while autumn leaves fell down, and left me standing in this empty town. The neon sign outside began to blink, too fast for me to have another drink. The radio was playing songs we knew, back when the world was white and skies were blue. I watched the taillights fade into the rain and wondered if we'd ever meet again. The heavy suitcase clicked against the stair. I reached my hand out to embrace the air. You walked away while autumn leaves fell down and left me standing in this empty town. The neon sign outside began to blink, too fast for me to have another drink. I still can smell the perfume on your sleeve, the quiet promise that you had to leave. The room is dark and silent on the wall. I have no answers left for us at all. I turn the lamp off and I close my eyes to dream about your sweet and soft goodbyes.
A faded ticket sits upon the oak wood desk. 2 punches made a shape like a clover leaf. I turn it round and wonder where the miles all went before our quiet talk turned into heavy grief. The curtains hang quite still against the window glass. I hear the neighbors walking past the garden wall. We packed our heavy trunks in '94 and locked the rusted latch upon the kitchen door. You took the left-hand seat and looked away, while I found nothing proper left to say. Your silver hairpin rests beside the porcelain cup. I left it right where it fell on Tuesday night. My fingers traced the curve of where your palm had pressed before the hallway bulb flickered out its light. Some people say the time will wash the stains right out, like summer rain upon a dusty street. But memories stay as stubborn as an iron hinge that groans whenever weary people meet. The ticket stays right here until the evening falls. I will not move the wood nor sweep the parlor floors. We kept the miles apart so well through all these years, and left behind the key in both our doors. You said yesterday the clock ran backward twice, while scraping butter out of the slice. Now the calendar page is stuck to the wall, and there is no shadow left in the hall. A button fell loose from your winter coat. I found it tucked in a paper boat. The kitchen faucet is dripping into an empty glass under the moon. Small things remain when the large ones fade away, like the way you folded napkins on rainy days. Your boots stand crooked by the iron frame. No one is here to speak out your name. The radiator clicks its quiet, cold song, proving the place where you used to belong. I counted the steps from the stove to the bed, trying to catch all the things that you said. 14 boards that groan in the dark, leaving behind just a permanent mark. I turn the key and the metal clicked tight, swallowing up the remainder of light. Only the dust motes are left in the room, dancing alone in the gathering gloom.
Rough wool against my palm tonight, a winter coat you left behind. I trace the buttons in the pale porch light and leave the heavy past unpinned. The hallway clocks keep steady time, while shadows stretch across the grain. I almost hear your favorite nursery rhyme, or footsteps walking in the rain. We pack the china plates in separate boxes and watch the autumn garden lose its bloom. The front door closed without a single goodbye. Now silence fills the corner of this room. Seasons turn and papers yellow fast. I fold the fabric back into the drawer. Some days I wish the time could run back home, to walk beside you by the grocery store. The woolen coat still holds your steady scent as night descends upon the quiet street. I turn the lamp down low The smell of roasted chestnuts drifted down the platform stone, where autumn wind was biting through an overcoat well worn. He held a cardboard suitcase tied with heavy woolen twine, and she was counting seconds on the station clock straight line. They spoke of autumn weather and the price of winter cold, while keeping all the heavy truths sealed safe inside the soul. He stepped into the iron carriage as the whistle blew. She watched the billowing smoke hide every view. A pocket full of pennies and a promise left unsaid. They traded 40 winters for a track ahead. The station master waved his flag and pulled the rusty lever, believing that a brief goodbye could stretch out on forever. She pulled her knitted shawl tight as the carriage wheels turned round, and walked alone back down the crunching gravel track of town. The ticket in her apron pocket kept a corner dry, reminding her of how they learned to let each other fly. He looked through glass and watched her figure shrink against the gray, a quiet kind of breaking at the close of day. No grand dramatic gestures on the gritty wooden floor, just turning keys and walking through a separate door. Decades passed in letters sent with dried up stamps and ink, about the cattle prices and the water at the sink. They never crossed the distance that the railway set apart, yet kept the single ticket at the bottom of the heart. She swept the porch at sunset while the neighbor's kettle screamed, and lived out all the quiet years they never fully dreamed. Stone at dawn, we pulled our heavy coats against the chill. You always walked a half a step ahead, up past the bakery on the sleepy hill. Remember how we buried that tin box beneath the roots of the old willow tree? We thought our youth would last 100 years, and nobody could cage you or save me. Oh friend, you traded autumn for the coast. I stayed behind to watch the ivy dry. The years are heavy on the front porch chair. We let a quiet love slip out and die. I saw your sister at the market square. She said you still play records in the dark. I didn't ask if you still think of me. We left our names carved deep into the bark. So drink your coffee while the water stays warm. I will keep turning down this empty street. We had our season and the frost came down before we ever learned how not to meet. A bent tin spoon sits by the sugar bowl. I polished it just once back in July. It catches light from lamps that grow too dim and makes me wonder how the hours fly. You left your jacket hanging on the door. I didn't fold it through the autumn rain. The floorboards creak exactly where you stood before we learned to measure out the pain. I count the teacups left upon the tray, one less than yesterday, or maybe two. I talk to shadows when the weather turns and pretend every silence sounds like you. Time is a thief that steals without a sound. It leaves us sitting in an empty room with memories of promises we broke, swept underneath the rug by afternoon. The spoon stays put beside the china cup. I drink my bitter tea and watch the sun go down. We ran out of tomorrows years ago and left our quiet ghosts in this old town.
Why does the teacup rattle when the hall is still? I left your heavy coat upon the windowsill. The calendar is stuck on Tuesday weeks ago, and what we meant to say is buried under snow. My fingers trace the dust where your old frame used to stand. I almost feel the warmth of your forgotten hand. Old melodies are playing through the radio floor. I turn around to find you stepping through the door. copper kettle boiling on the stove, remembering the clumsy words of youth we wove. A train is whistling far away across the town. The heavy weight of ending slowly settles down. We traded all our tomorrows for a quiet grief, and watched our promises dissolve like autumn leaf. Old melodies are playing through the radio floor. I turn around to find you stepping through the door, then realize the silence is the only sound, while autumn leaves are falling softly to the ground. The porch light finally flickers out against the dark. I lock the wooden gate and leave the final mark.
The amber glow fell slantwise on your coat, a dusty shade from 1953. You asked me if the ferry still would float, and if the tide was running out to sea. I handed you a ticket stained with grease. You told me how you lost your wedding ring. We talked about the winter finding peace before we had to pack away the spring. Your silver hair caught fire beneath the lamp. We sat together on the wooden bench. The station platform overnight grew damp beside the rusted tracks and iron winch. I handed you a ticket stained with grease. You told me how you lost your wedding ring. We talked about the winter finding peace before we had to pack away the spring. Trains arrive and passengers depart. We never asked each other where to go. You held a faded photograph close to your heart, while outside fell the heavy autumn snow. The whistle blew and you stepped down the aisle. I watched your shadow vanish in the rain. We shared our sorrows for a little while, and neither of us caught that final train. rest beside the plate. I turn it slowly with a tired hand. We talked about the future down the lane, and how the winters always fill with rain. You left your heavy coat upon the chair, without a word to mend the quiet space. I hear the ticking clock upon the wall, and wonder if you meant to leave at all. I fold the collar where your shoulder pressed, and keep the silence hidden in my chest. The tea grows cold before the cup is dry, with no one left to ask the reason why. Remember when we drove to Brighton town? The road was steep and fog was rolling down. You held my hand and promised not to stray before the autumn blew our vows away. The button stays upon the wooden board, a little piece of all we can afford. I turned the lamp down low and closed the door to face the empty evening once more. The weight of the chair on the linoleum floor still marks the exact spot we measured the door. You folded your letters with corners so neat, and handed me sorrow disguised as a treat. The winter is mild. We lost every argument, even the wild. You kept all the snapshots of docks in the fog, while I kept the whistle and carved the old log. We packed up the radio before the station signed off. You traded your silver ring to pay for the cough. I stayed on the platform until the last spark died, and neither of us had the patience to lie inside. The garden is overgrown with yellowing weeds. I threw out the packets of untested seeds. You always believed that the soil would comply, while I only watched for a break in the sky. If time is a river that slows down at dusk, we drank all the water and left only husk. I forgive every promise you failed to repeat when walking alone down this cobblestone and turn off the light. The snow is arriving just under the night. I fold up my coat and I give you the key. We finally learned how to let the ghosts be. The copper thimble rests upon the varnished grain between our folded hands and falling autumn rain. You do not know my name, I do not know your face, yet here we share a bench inside this quiet place. A stranger sees the ring you keep forgetting to remove. A stranger hears the heavy truths you never get to prove. The train is coming down the track to take you out of sight, and you are leaving someone who will cry alone tonight. You stare into your tea and watch the ripples fade, recounting every promise that you ever made. She stayed behind, you said, in towns of red and brown, while you went looking for a better kind of town. A stranger sees the ring you keep forgetting to remove. A stranger hears the heavy truths you never get to prove. The train is coming down the track to take you out of sight, and you are leaving someone who will cry alone tonight. We only have an hour before the whistle blows to tell our secrets to the wind, where nobody knows. The conductor calls your number and you stand to leave. I touch the little thimble tucked inside my sleeve. We turn in opposite directions in the crowd and whisper all the words we never dared aloud. Do the lilac bushes stay green when nobody walks past them anymore? I forgot to ask about the blue umbrella left behind in the hallway, or perhaps it was never blue. Perhaps it was just the fading light of a Tuesday, when the kettle finally whistled until it grew tired, and the steam turned into ghosts against the cold glass. Suitcases packed neatly in the narrow corridor, wheels clicking softly on the worn wooden floor. One ticket folded deep inside your winter coat, leaving me behind to watch the small ferry boat. Your favorite fountain pen is still sitting right beside the ledger, with the cap half off and the blue ink drying slowly. I wonder if you noticed it missing at the station, or if your pockets felt too light without its heavy silver clip. I kept the receipt from the baker where we bought stale biscuits. It sits in the kitchen drawer beneath the tangled twine. Suitcases packed neatly in the narrow corridor, wheels clicking softly on the worn wooden floor. One ticket folded deep inside your winter coat, leaving me behind to watch the small ferry boat. Time moves like honey poured on a very cold table, taking forever to reach the dark wooden edge. I reach out my hand to touch the empty pillow, finding only a crease where your head used to rest before the morning train blew its loud metal whistle. I pull the heavy woolen curtains shut against the dark and sit alone beside the radio, playing faint brass, wondering if you hear this exact same song tonight, wherever the road has taken your tired shoes. The amber glow fell strange across your sleeve, as if the street lamp missed you when you passed. I asked you for the time you had to leave. You stared into the glass. Old coats hang heavy near the open door. We counted footsteps through the worn hallway. No heavy suitcase sitting on the floor, just quiet words we never dared to say. You stirred your sugar with a silver spoon and told me how the winter nights are long. We watched the shadow climb the dining room like verses of a half-forgotten song. Old coats hang heavy near the open door. We counted footsteps through the worn hallway. No heavy suitcase sitting on the floor, just quiet words we never dared to say. Stranger to stranger after 40 I turn the key and lock the dark outside. We will not pass this dusty road again, where love and memory divide. You said yesterday the milk had turned sour in the stone jar. I found the corner where you left your heavy wool scarf. Your spectacles rest upside down upon the sewing box. A single button sits beside the grandfather clock. The calendar still shows a month that ended weeks ago. I noticed how the garden gate is swinging very slow. A pair of boots remains outside beneath the wooden eaves. Your copper thimble rolled beneath the drying autumn leaves. We measured out our days in crumbs of toast and faded thread. And now I sweep the kitchen floor where neither of us tread. The kettle sings a lonely note to walls that cannot hear, while shadows lengthen on the wall and prove you are not here. I saved the envelope you wrote your grocery list upon before the autumn wind arrived and took the summer gone. Heavy in the dark with nobody to blame. I turn the lamp down very low and whisper out your name. A copper hand is pointing straight at 4 across a faded parlor floor. I wonder if your coat will still hang there upon the wooden rocking chair. When autumn winds blow cold outside the pane and windows tap with silver rain, I picture how the dust will catch the light in half a century's quiet night. Your spectacles will rest beside the tray where we used to laugh the hours away. A photograph of green and rolling hills beside a box of winter pills. I may not see the wrinkles on your brow or hear your voice the way I do right that mark the years we spent as you and me, sitting together by the willow tree. When all our wandering days are finally done and shadows stretch away from setting sun, they tell me age will blur the edges down and change the bustling streets of this old town. Yet in my mind I build that future where winter roses safely learn to bloom. 4 will find us sitting still, just watching shadows climb the distant hill. No words will need to pass between us then, because our hearts will know the way again.
Faded tweed beneath my trembling fingertips carries the weight of your hand on my arm. Long autumn afternoons parked by the river, when our coats were enough to keep out the chill. That sudden laughter outside the ticket booth, while rain hammered down on the tin roof above. You bought 2 black coffees in paper cups and spilled half the sugar across the hard bench. Trains rattled westward into the gray fog. We traded quiet glances as the doors clicked shut. No promises were spoken in the crowded aisle, just the heavy suitcase sitting on the wooden floor. Decades have drifted like leaves down the avenue, leaving quiet rooms and dust on the windowsill. Yet a rough gray wool can summon your shadow back, making 40 years feel like yesterday afternoon. The station clock still ticks against the plaster wall, while I fold your old coat neatly in the drawer. No farewell is needed in this empty hall, as the final evening shadows touch the floor.
Sudden thought broke through the quiet room, a ticking clock that sealed our final doom. You packed your leather coat beside the door, while dust motes danced rest upon the hardwood floor. The coffee in the kettle started cold, a story that we never got to fold. You walked away while autumn leaves fell down, and left me standing in this empty town. The neon sign outside began to blink, too fast for me to have another drink. The radio was playing songs we knew, back when the world was white and skies were blue. I watched the taillights fade into the rain, and wondered if we'd ever meet again. The heavy suitcase clicked against the stair. I reached my hand out to embrace the air. You walked away while autumn leaves fell down, and left me standing in this empty town. The neon sign outside began to blink, too fast for me to have another drink. I still can smell the perfume on your sleeve, the quiet promise that you had to leave. The room is dark and silent on the wall. I have no answers left for us at all. I turn the lamp off and I close my eyes to dream about your sweet and soft goodbyes.
A faded ticket sits upon the oak wood desk. 2 punches made a shape like a clover leaf. I turn it round and wonder where the miles all went before our quiet talk turned into heavy grief. The curtains hang quite still against the window glass. I hear the neighbors walking past the garden wall. We packed our heavy trunks in '94 and locked the rusted latch upon the kitchen door. You took the left-hand seat and looked away, while I found nothing proper left to say. Your silver hairpin rests beside the porcelain cup. I left it right where it fell on Tuesday night. My fingers traced the curve of where your palm had pressed before the hallway bulb flickered out its light. Some people say the time will wash the stains right out, like summer rain upon a dusty street. But memories stay as stubborn as an iron hinge that groans whenever weary people meet. kept the miles apart so well through all these years, and left behind the key in both our doors. You said yesterday the clock ran backward twice, and I laughed while scraping butter out of the slice. Now the calendar page is stuck to the wall, and there is no shadow left in the hall. A button fell loose from your winter coat. I found it tucked in a paper boat. The kitchen faucet is dripping into an empty glass under the moon. Small things remain when the large ones fade away, like the way you folded napkins on rainy days. Your boots stand crooked by the iron frame. No one is here to speak out your name. The radiator clicks its quiet, cold song, proving the place where you used to belong. I counted the steps from the stove to the bed, trying to catch all the things that you said. 14 boards that groan in the dark, leaving behind just a permanent mark. I turn the key and the metal clicked tight, swallowing up the remainder of light. Only the dust motes are left in the room, dancing alone in the gathering gloom. Rough wool against my palm tonight, a winter coat you left behind. I trace the buttons in the pale porch light and leave the heavy past unpinned. The hallway clocks keep steady time, while shadows stretch across the grain. I almost hear your favorite nursery rhyme, or footsteps walking in the rain. We pack the china plates in separate boxes and watch the autumn garden lose its bloom. The front door closed without a single goodbye.
Now silence fills the corner of this room. Seasons turn and papers yellow fast. I fold the fabric back into the drawer. Some days I wish the time could run back home to walk beside you by the grocery store. The woolen coat still holds your steady scent as night descends upon the quiet street. I turn the lamp down low and dim the light and wonder who it was we used to meet. The smell of roasted chestnuts drifted down the platform stone, where autumn wind was biting through an overcoat well worn. He held a cardboard suitcase tied with heavy woolen twine, and she was counting seconds on the station clock straight line. They spoke of autumn weather and the price of winter cold, while keeping all the heavy truth sealed safe inside the soul. He stepped into the iron carriage as the whistle blew. She watched the billowing smoke hide every view. A pocket full of pennies and a promise left unsaid. They traded 40 winters for a track ahead. The station master waved his flag and pulled the rusty lever, believing that a brief goodbye could stretch out on forever. She pulled her knitted shawl tight as the carriage wheels turned round, and walked alone back down the crunching gravel track of town. The ticket in her apron pocket kept a corner dry, reminding her of how they learned to let each other fly. He looked through glass and watched her figure shrink against the gray, a quiet kind of breaking at the close of day. No grand dramatic gestures on the gritty wooden floor, just turning keys and walking through a separate door. Decades passed in letters sent with dried up stamps and ink, about the cattle prices and the water at the sink. They never crossed the distance that the railway set apart, yet kept the single ticket at the bottom of the heart. She swept the porch at sunset while the neighbor's kettle screamed, and lived out all the quiet years they never fully dreamed. heavy coats against the chill. You always walked a half a step ahead, up past the bakery on the sleepy hill. Remember how we buried that tin box beneath the roots of the old willow tree? We thought our youth would last 100 years, and nobody could cage you or save me. Old friend, you traded autumn for the coast. I stayed behind to watch the ivy dry. The years are heavy on the front porch chair. We let a quiet love slip out and die. I saw your sister at the market square. She said you still play records in the dark. I didn't ask if you still think of me. We left our names carved deep into the bark. So drink your coffee while the water stays warm. I will keep turning down this empty street. We had our season and the frost came down before we ever learned how